In this video, we're going to have a look at using text boxes for your text, and it'll allow you to do. For example, if I was just going to do a simple kind of coloring book page that was just completely texted, it was just kind of line after line after line. You know, it's easy to do that. So if I was happy enough to do kind of text here and a simple kind of just, you know, like a document kind of line after line after line, that's fair enough, you can do that. But if you want to do a bit of variety and kind of, you know, change the look of your page, what you can do is insert this text in a text box, which means that you can slide it around the page, you can change the angle of it, whether you want it to kind of like, you know, going up the page or 45 degrees or whatever way you want to do it. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to do. So I'm just going to select all this text here, and then I'm just going to delete it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a text box in. So to find the text box, just come up to Insert, come all the way over to Text Box, and the option we're going to choose is a simple text box. So it's the first one, and just select that. I'm just going to paste my text in here. So that is the text that I am going to use. Now, if I was going to do it for coloring, I'm just going to take the fill out of the text, so just leave it empty for coloring. So I'm just going to come over and right click here, come down to font. Again, like I did before, the text effects, outline, text fill, no fill. Text outline, solid line, black. So I'm happy enough with that. So okay, so that is what our text would look like if we have it on, if this is what we're going to put in it. So basically, because we have it in this text box here, it means we can move it around. But as you've probably noticed too, there is this kind of black border around the text box here, and of course you don't want this showing up on your coloring book page. So basically what you do is just select the text box again and come up to the format. You'll see this tab will darken. This is the one we're looking for. So click format, and we're going to look for shape outline. So if we just come down to no outline, select that, and as you can see here, it's still showing the framework of the text box, but if you just click anywhere else on the page, it's completely disappeared. So this text now is in this text box, which means that I can do different things. But I can change the angle of it, I can slide it around and put it any way I want to do it. So it allows you the freedom to move the text anywhere on the page. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put in another text box. I'm just going to show you how you can work with text, but one of the things that you're probably going to find happen to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to minimize this text box. I'm just going to try and make it as small as I can, keeping the text in the box. As you see here, it's probably disappearing down. So that is about the smallest that I can make this text box without actually getting rid of the text. So you can see here, if I push that down, it's just disappearing completely off the page. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some text here, and I'm going to show you how to play around with those text boxes. So again, I'm going to hollow out this font here. Come down to font, text effects, text fill, no fill, text outline, yes, solid line, okay, and click OK again. So as you can see here, there's the two. So at the minute, this here, I actually forgot to put that in a text box. I'm just going to copy and paste it into a text box now. So I'm going to delete this now. I'm going to put this in a text box. So again, come up to Insert, Text Box, Simple Text Box, and I'm going to paste that ABC in here. Okay, so again, this outline is shown. We don't want this shown. So come up to Format, come over to Shape Outline, and again, no outline. So if I click anywhere on the page now, you can see that these two texts are on text boxes. So what I can do is now I can position this around. So as you can see here now, you'll probably see as I scroll down and take this text down here, there'll be an overlap and some of the text might actually disappear. So I'm just going to show you that. So for example, I want to put these two texts together. Now you're going to find as you can see here, if I was going to put these two closely together, which I wouldn't, but in this case, you can see here the white part of this text box is overlapping on the other one and it's not allowing it to show through. So what you can do, of course, you can just slide it down to get it out of the way. But another easy option is to, I'm just going to show you, if you do find that, is to come up to Wrap Text. And then you have these two options of in front and behind. So if you select between in front and behind, you can make the text work together without actually being blanked out by the white section of the text boxes. Let me see if I can just show it, maybe a better example of it. As you can see here, do you see the way it's actually disappearing behind the white of the other box? So what you could do is you could just bring it forward. Yes, as you can see here, between, if you find that it's not working from here, you can see here you can do the same too with this forwards and backwards as well. So for example, if I wanted to have this piece of text show up in this kind of white area of the text box here, yeah, if I found that that was disappearing behind the other one, you see the way it's gone, if it's because it's behind this text box. But if I wanted to put this text in this white position here, just what you do is come up to Bring Forward. Yeah, that's what it was. So because I had selected actually the larger one, what I need to do is I need to send this layer backwards to show up this one here. So there, I brought that big text box forward, and because of that then it's just covering up this one. So to bring it back, I need to send this big one back behind the other layer. And as you can see here, the two of them are showing up here together. So if you do find when you are moving text boxes around and you find that maybe the white space of one text box is covering up another one, just come over to the drawing tools and come over to either the Wrap Text. Sometimes this works. And if you don't find this not working for you, again, use the other options of the Bring Forward or Send Backwards, and it will do the same thing. So again, because you have this text in these text boxes, you are free to move them anywhere you want, angle them any way you want, and it just adds a bit of kind of, you know, a bit of variety rather than just using kind of straight lines of text, like as if it's a document. You can play around with them, and then you can move. I'm going to show you later on then how to work with images and how to slide the images around using the same things by putting your images in text boxes and making your you know, your coloring book images varied and kind of more exciting rather than just kind of plain lines of text that have to be colored in. So that is how you work with text in text boxes.